And welcome back to Life Leadership with Alex Urbina, right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. For the next 25 minutes or so, if you want to get involved in this conversation, please call in to 661-298-KHTS. We've been talking about self-leadership, and one of the next main things that I realized that as a self-leader, you'll know that you're starting to become a more powerful self-leader if you're able to overcome the 5 interpersonal addictions.
Oh, wow.
It used to be 4, but I threw a 5th one in there.
You created a new
I created a new one.
Addiction.
I just gave myself permission to create 5. The first one is being right.
Oh, that's my favorite, Alex.
You got to be willing to give up being right in every conversation that you're having, because what it'll start doing is, as you start to practice this ability, it'll start to show up in less arguments. You're going to have less arguments, less conflicts with people if you're willing to give up being right.
I agree. I can definitely speak from personal experience with that one. I was so committed. I still am sometimes so committed to being right. It's something about it feels like if you feel like you're right, things are going your way, I'm in control. You know, it's the facade of I can really control my life, which I can't control my life, but I feel like I can. So I definitely get stuck on being right. Sometimes I'm in arguments just so I can hear the other person say, "You're right." I want to hear those specific words. You are right.
All right, well, before we get to the rest of the 5 interpersonal addiction, we have a caller on the line. Thanks for joining us. Elizabeth, are you there?
I'm here. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi.
Hey,
you guys are awesome. You guys are having a great conversation.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for joining us,
So what does self-leadership mean to you, Elizabeth?
Oh, it's so much of just everything that you've covered, but I'll hit on the last topic that you were talking about and giving up being right. And, you know, Wendy, you were talking about your shift with that, and I have seen in my own growth being able to just let that go and how much that just releases, how much energy that takes up, how much it absorbs you when your focus is on being right. And so I will agree with you that a big part of self-leadership is just being good, being compassionate, coming from a place of, like you guys were talking about, coming from a place of integrity, coming from a place of compassion, coming from a place of generosity.
Yes.
Not just watching yourself grow, but allowing and helping others to grow as well.
Absolutely. And what about the being right and also being stubborn? Could that be a double whammy?
Oh.
Being right and being stubborn. It's like the double whammy. You're just in this vicious cycle, right?
It's totally such a vicious cycle, and you know what, in the end, it just causes so much stress and so much anxiety that really, who needs that?
Yes, it's an energy suck. Yes, it sucks out your energy.
Yeah, when it's so much more fun to just be happy.
Yes, be in surrender, absolutely. And I know for me as a controlling type of personality, meaning I like to control things around me. I know, Alex, you're the same way. And Elizabeth, I think you're the same way, too, from my experiences with you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we want to control what's around us. And so one of the ways that we control it is by being right and being stubborn and being stuck on things.
Well, actually, that's the second interpersonal addiction. So, Elizabeth, I want to thank you for calling in. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Work.
Thank you so much. So, yeah, number 2 of the 5 interpersonal addictions is being in control. So, I have a controlling personality style.
Yes.
And I think it's not your dominant, you're more of a promoter, but you fall into that. It's your secondary category is being in control. And once you learn the distinction of control and the things that you can control and the things that you cannot, that it's an actual universal law. There's things that you can control and there are things that you can't. When you get crystal clear about this distinction, you're all of a sudden, instantly, you can transcend your life to where you're more peaceful, you're more relaxed, and you can literally reduce stress and anxiety, I want to say, at 70%. If
wow,
not,
yes.
And this is, I'm not a doctor or a psychologist, but I know personally, just being clear about the distinction of the things that I cannot control, it frees me up to just allow myself to just kind of roll along with it. Does that make sense?
Well, to me, yeah. Well, coming from an analytical standpoint, I see things as they're working and I see how to fix them. And so I'm constantly trying to get my word in there, either not being too aggressive enough, but I see problems and I try to fix them. So that's where I'm coming from, the controlling side, is that I think my way or my interpretation is better. So that's something I've had to work on, is to release that and let that go. Otherwise, I'm in my head all the time trying to work out how different things are working out, like my relationships, how people are talking to me and how I'm responding to them, their body language, just life in general. I'm too caught up in my head trying to work everything out than just experiencing it and being in the moment.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
isn't that
powerful.
true? That is very true, Bryce. It's a scary thing to realize that you don't really have control, and you're trying to get control over things.
Well, you do have some control. You have control of everything that's within you. You have absolutely no control over everything that is outside of you. You can control your perceptions.
Right.
You can control your thoughts. You can control your actions, your choices, your feelings. But you cannot control anything that's outside of you. And the power of transformational work and the stuff that we coach is all in the power of your perception.
Right.
You can't change that thing that's happening outside or that's in your life, but you can change how you see it. And I think that's a key distinction for self-leaders, leaders that show up powerful and peaceful. Have you ever seen leadership that there's chaos and there's all kinds of turmoil going on, and you look to your leadership and they're like, what's the deal? You know what I mean? They're so calm, so cool. It's because they don't see it through the same filters that you see it.
Right.
And they're not going to resist what's showing up. They're going to choose to look at what's showing up as a learning opportunity or as a gift, and an opportunity to reinvent ourselves.
Right.
But it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of confidence.
It takes a lot of practice, too, is what I hear you
That's
saying.
right,
Practicing
absolutely.
it over and over again, yeah. So we're talking about being a self-leader today. Stay tuned for more, and please call us to share your insights. Our number is 661-298-KHTS, 661-298-5487. We'd love to have more callers like Elizabeth, who just called a second ago. We'd love to hear from you guys. So please call in. We'll be right back right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.